You know, my mom used to say, when someone shows you themselves, believe them. I did an earlier video about Amazon cutting 14,000 jobs. And what I think is interesting is most times when companies do let go, they do inform us why, right? It could be because that particular department or whatever work that department was doing, they were not going to do it anymore. So they're letting that work go, or they sold that work off to someone else. It also could be that they just don't have as many sales going in. So, well, they got to let people go because at the end of the day, their profit still has to be there, right? Because people still have to get paid. But it can be a number of reasons. And what I think is interesting now is that they are actually saying why they're letting people go. Hi, everyone. My name is Uche Maple, and welcome to the Women Who Lead Network, where we talk about everything with leadership, entrepreneurship, living a purpose-driven life, and workforce, anything dealing with the workforce and workplace solutions. We're talking about it. So I had mentioned previously about how Amazon is letting go of 14,000 jobs. You'll be surprised when you hear why.
Of corporate workers. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, joined us with the details on that. Good morning, Rebecca.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. It's nice to see you guys. And these are deep, deep cuts. Amazon is planning to cut 14,000 corporate jobs starting this week. It is one of the largest rounds of layoffs in the company's history. Why would Amazon be doing this right now, ahead of the holidays, while the company seems to be doing well? Well, in a note to employees this morning, they say the world is changing quickly. This generation of AI is the most transformative technology we have seen since the internet. And that's really echoing what CEO Andy Jassy started signaling this summer when he said generative AI could mean fewer workers.
So this is interesting that they did say that, sent an email to workers saying that this is the most transformative time of artificial intelligence. And as a result of that they have optimized their company where 14,000 jobs that people normally do, apparently now artificial intelligence can do that. That's what they're saying.
Amazon isn't alone here making these changes in the midst of a major AI transformation. Target announced last week that it will be eliminating about 1,800 roles. Other tech giants like Microsoft, Meta, Google, and Intel have also made cuts this year. And this is important to follow because tech companies are a bellwether for the broader economy. They can be. And right now.
So she said something very key. Tech companies are a bellwether for the company, or they can be. What she is saying is that because tech companies really have an agile development, what that means is that they're constantly testing, they're putting products out there, they see what happens. If it's great, they'll constantly keep testing, and put more products out there. And what she's saying that this is indicative of what the economy is going to be looking like, as an example, meaning other companies are going to start following suit. They're going to start laying off because they are going to invest more in streamlining their processes, work that normally people are doing. They're now going to have other people create the tools so that AI can do it faster, quicker, and more accurate.
Hiring is slowing for the first time since the pandemic. There are more unemployed workers than jobs available, although overall unemployment is still historically low at 4.3%. And we've been talking about this AI transformation that we are seeing right now. Some have likened it to the Industrial Revolution, but the Industrial Revolution took place over many, many years. This is going so fast. So while AI will create jobs, they might be created slower than some of this job destruction we're seeing. And it's
so one thing you can take away from that is that what she is saying is that AI eventually will create jobs. It's just that it will be at a slower curve. So the rate that companies are letting people go because AI is here, right, is going to be faster than the rate of people hiring people who have those skill sets. So that's what she's talking about. So what does this tell us, right? So they mentioned that this is a result based on what we just watched, generative AI. And what can you as an employee do to upskill and learn about this so that your job is not being taken away? This is just the environment we're in right now. And for those of you, what we need to do, just to be clear on this, you got to learn the tools. You have to learn the tools. You have to be aware of how your industry is changing and shifting. Yes, you went to school. Yes, you got certification, but you have to constantly be engaged and learning what's happening so that you don't get left behind. And let's just say, even if your company did lay you off, when you are upskilling constantly all the time, it makes it easier for you to find another opportunity more quickly than those who have not upskilled. Because people know if you're talking the lingo, right? There's certain terminology in your area that they may be expecting you to have. And when they're asking you those type of questions, you can't fake it because they know that you don't know the language. But this is indicative of what is going to happen in the future, y'all. And the future could be anywhere between 3 months to the next 6 months to the next 12 months. More companies are going to start laying off, apparently, because of generative AI. And the reason why I say that is because there is a song that came out, this artist, beautiful lyrics, and she used a generative AI tool to create the voice. Think about that. Has millions of views. Phenomenal. So just look at what's going to happen to the music industry. What's going to be changing there? This is just an early view of what's to come. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, what am I going to do? How am I preparing myself? How do I upskill the skills that I need, upskill myself? And how do I stay informed so that I'm never caught off surprise when my company is letting go?